Brethren and companions, what a difference a year makes. We closed 2019 on a high in the province, with huge anticipation of the exciting initiatives, developments and events awaiting for us in the new year. All that changed at the end of March. The Freemasonry spent the last 8 months or so suspended in lockdown or trying to hold meetings with extremely limited numbers. However, I think out of this we can hold our heads high in Cambridgeshire, as I believe we've risen to the very many challenges COVID-19 has presented, and more importantly, usually with a smile. Whether it's been through the new Zoom meetings, different ways of giving to charities locally, supporting vulnerable families and their carers, particularly young carers, or just being there when needed. You've done some amazing things, and I'm sure we shall look back in a few years' time with some fondness as to how resilient we all were, how innovative, how resourceful, and remember some of those special, albeit different, days. For me, one of the biggest highlights is to see how positive you've all been in what appeared to have been extraordinarily difficult times. Just about everyone I've telephoned, emailed, chatted to on WhatsApp or Facebook or met on a Zoom call has tried to be positive, and although realistic about resumption timelines, accepted that the future will be brighter. That's not to say that the dangers of COVID-19 have in any way been underestimated. I know many brethren have taken extraordinary steps to protect themselves and their loved ones. Recently, I particularly enjoyed a Zoom meeting with the Light Blues, where we had a great couple of hours with some challenging but very sensible questions. In this group, we have a bedrock of support for the future of Freemasonry. Charitable giving has also been maintained, and I was so moved to hear that our recent Provincial Grand Lodge meeting, where of course only 6 of us could carry out all the essential business, was magnificently supported with donations from you of nearly £1,200 for our festival. Our Provincial Grand Chapter meeting was also conducted with 6, but I hope in 2021 we shall be able to get back to more normal numbers for both meetings, and also recognise and acknowledge all those brethren and companions who have or will receive appointments or promotions. However, I must mention that at those 2 meetings earlier, Worshipful Brother Peter Brown received my Certificate of Merit for Services to Freemasonry, and also excellent companions John Breeze and Douglas Forsdyke received it for services to the Royal Arch, the latter in his 100th year, some achievement, companions. All were richly deserved, and it's just so sad that we were not able to do this in front of 300 plus Freemasons as normal. The province has been able to provide significant financial grants, particularly to the air ambulances, Arthur Rank Hospice, many young carers organisations, the local Samaritans, the Salvation Army, local food banks and many other deserving charities, through direct funding, often with matched amounts from Care and Relief and the MCF. Both have been superb in turning around applications quite so quickly. And this is all in addition to the PPE provision for the NHS, care homes in Cambridgeshire, and also the provision to our vulnerable brethren and families in our own province. Please don't forget that both the MCF and the Charity for Care and Relief are always available to support any brother or his family who are in need, and can be approached through your almoner or the Provincial Grand Almoner, Worshipful Brother George Brennan. Now, it's said every cloud has a silver lining. And during COVID, I think our communication efforts, and indeed the whole communications team, under the guidance of Mike Hinton, has risen to the challenge of finding multiple ways of engaging with you. Whether this has been through the Cambridgeshire Mason, the innovative Second Rising, updated in articles and messages on our newly revamped website, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram posts, or the latest yearbook. All have helped us keep in touch as well as providing updates, news and stories of what's been happening or will happen. It's been a mighty effort, and I am so grateful to the whole team for this. I hope it's been worthwhile for each of you too. So, brethren and companions, it's been an eventful year, quite different, but one where Freemasons have, as usual, risen splendidly to the demands and challenges, none of which have proved insurmountable. We must now look forward, and I think we can do this with some optimism. Vaccines to start to become available in the new year, whilst greater testing and containment measures are improving and apparently working. As the virus starts to be contained and brethren are or do feel protected, we may well be able to anticipate a gradual return to meetings during the first half of the year. My own feeling is that it may not be until the second half when near normality has returned, but if it does, we have some really exciting prospects. These include our 2 annual meetings on the 2nd of July, the Ely Cathedral Festival carols next December, 3 lodge consecrations, a relaunch of our festival 2023, and I know we shall have some exciting news and events here when the shackles are finally taken off. Our target is still a long way off, but we have raised or have committed funds in excess of £675,000. We can also look forward to strengthening our membership and bringing in those candidates for initiation and exaltation who've been so patiently waiting for these last few months, as well as those brethren who are still awaiting passings and raisings. The Executive and I are also enormously looking forward to visiting your lodges and chapters and meeting each of you again. If that was a certainty, then for me that would be the best Christmas present I could have. Brethren and companions, thank you for your friendship, support, enthusiasm, but most of all your commitment to this wonderful organisation. I know that the arrangements for the Christmas holidays are still, as I speak, up in the air, but I hope you'll be able to enjoy a great Christmas with your families and loved ones. Let us look forward to a much better 2021, and my very best wishes to you all.